Grapes. I really think that we're going to see more Jarvan when we get into best of fives as champions in an okay state. I just think it has to be picked later on. And you at least have that R to get on top of this. Is contestable. The threat of Annie at level 6 is going to be too great. And NIP going to brute force this dragon down successfully.
Yeah, and BLG seems like they already knew that wasn't going to happen. They're rotating Elk now to the top side alongside On to get themselves
I think it's kind of nice for NIP again. If he was seen hovering bot, opportunity for BLG to get a lot more control over here.
Oh, Aki, the EQ, it goes wide thanks to the seismic shove. The flash over the wall is going to prevent that curtain call from landing, but Knight will follow with the threaded volley and pick up first blood for BLG.
It's not good for Aki. Again, I really think that there's an opportunity here for NIP to fight like Jarvan 6, Annie 6 and change. It's really powerful for NIP, but Aki gets stuck. He gets caught out, and now there's no chance for NIP to get anything more than maybe a sneaky grub on the back half of PP God.
Or maybe a kill onto Knight. Nicely dodged away from as PP God goes forward. There's the Tibbers, and Doinby will make it an even trade. Now it is 2 grubs picked up for BLG, but NIP looking to finish this. Eyes now turn to Base 1 and Knight. They are setting a bit of a look towards the top side.
Yeah,
this could be big danger.
Yeah.
There it is. It's just easy combo there. Yeah, they caught PP God going back, and so that's just an easy kill.
Again,
Knight?
Okay, Knight hit with the TP out. Wow, that was close. Again, PP God, because he held that wave, he was chunked out. That's all that BLG needed to connect to that play on the top side. Meanwhile, though, NIP going to try and answer bot. Blast cone over. Bin in trouble.
Yeah, but Ben has the exhaust, he has the ultimate. He's also 3 levels ahead of where Leave was. This could be a little bit more difficult. Already dashing away from the equalizer and that cataclysm. But the Tibbers on top is going to make sure that Ben stays right where he is and drops down as NIP do find the response they were looking for.
They could look for more, too. PP God's here.
The wave has been taken down, though. It's going to be a little bit dangerous as PP God dashes in first. Depth charge will knock up 2, but the Unbreakable Will is going to keep PP God available for a long time. Feats of Warfare secured for Ninjas in Pyjamas as they take down Beishwan and will be able to get on out. So NIP getting 2 kills on that exchange in the bot side.
Really big walkout.
The whole premise of the composition that we talked about in draft, right? So that means that they are much, much weaker. However, I think they're in general okay with the fact that they're able to pick up a couple of kills, most notably Doinby, currently sitting at 2-0-1, has the completed Malignant. So having him be able to get that ultimate damage continuing to ramp up is going to be very good. And remember, they already picked up that first dragon, so not much really to risk right now in terms of giving over that soul. As you can already see, the power of Tibbers and the power of Doinby going on a Beishwan as he just goes way too far into the enemy jungle.
I mean, folks, Doinby is fed, and there's a reason that the child's been climbing in priority in both LCK and LPL, as a Knight actually sidesteps the chain of corruption. Important that he did, as he was flashless, and if that connects, he would have fallen. It's a good clicks from Knight, but again, Doinby 3-0-1.
You can tell that the anti-damage is a lot stronger than it used to be, or it's just strong in general, because Doinby is hitting already.
Antibot infiltrated the system of Riot Games. As solo kill, trying to set up for Bin.
Yeah, it's not going to be a solo kill here on to Bin, but should likely be one anyway, as Aki's here as well. Nice tech here from Aki. He throws out the flag just to make sure he gets the assist gold. And that means that NIP are 5-2 over BLG.
First brick race likely going to be lost here by NIP as Knight's cleaning up that bot turret. But still good rotations coming out from NIP. They've made some positive plays. Again, we haven't seen that big team fight Wombo, but overall, they do have the slightly stronger early game comp, and they have been the ones using it better as I wide. Wow, okay, 14 was passed. Didn't matter that it was no plates taken for NIP on the top side. They melt that turret with more numbers, secure that feat and feats overall for themselves as NIP continues to make some good plays in the Rift here in Game 1 against BLG.
They continue to have a good performance against BLG. It's a very good sign here for the second round robin with this new set of 5.
Doinby sprinting down the river, has him blast cone.
On, he's forced to go forward. They land the seismic shove out of PP God, but the Unbreakable Will is going to keep him very much alive. Doinby just eliminates him with the Tibbers, and it's already a 1-0 in favor of Ninjas Pyjamas. PP God flashing away from the third shot. The 4th shot will find its mark, and now Leave is getting singled out by Bin, who has come into the fight and immediately made an impact here, taking down the Varus. And now Aki is in some trouble as well, as the gaps will begin to close. He flag and drags out, but Doinby's still alive. That Tibbers is still doing some work, and solo kills now overheated, and they'll get the kill in on to the Gwen. It's a 1-for-1 in that extended fight. And overall, Ninjas in Pyjamas still feeling good and still skirmishing.
Yeah, 3 for 3. God, they all burned Flash, whereas it was only Beishwan who was missing Flash, still has it up and is going to look for more plays as Leave flashless.
What an aggressive play here on to Leave, but as you say, no flash, and that means that he's going to be in a lot of trouble. The equalizer coming down from solo kill to try to burst some damage down onto the BLG numbers, but it's already a double kill for Elk. It's going to be a triple kill for Elk as Aki falls, and just as we were seeing,
that was actually kind of close to going down there, being that dopamine kill. That said, BLG, they're going to take the Herald, they're going to take top outer. Gotta imagine that one with more members. Get out with a 3-for-3. Now, after that last pick, have full control over the map as PP God's going to eat a chunk. They're going to reset the Dragon, but get a crash mid, and that's mid outer falling.
Yeah, and so now BLG feeling very comfortable about their game state right now, and a lot of it is just the skill shots they've been able to connect with both Knight and On. Those dredge lines finding every target seemingly as Aki goes over with the Hex Gate, and it looks like Ninja Pyjamas do want to try to find a fight. Flag and Drag lands on Elk, but there's no follow-up as the rest of the team is very far away. Instead, their target will turn towards the Talia as the Cataclysm will force Knight to flash away. Here comes that curtain call. Aki with the Flag and Drag, the 4-shot not going to be able to find him. And I think overall, NIP feeling very happy about this so far. Knight goes over with the Weaver's Wall, will find the combo and take Aki down. And with no jungler, Ninjas and Pyjamas are going to feel very risky to start up that Dragon.
BS Flash.
And so instead, mid lane is going to be controlled by BLG. Equalizer comes out as the fight looks like it still wants to be continued here by Ninjas and Pyjamas, but that is all that they will find.
Ishwan's actually portaled his way health bar ward. So if Aki was able to get some health back by using jungle privilege on a couple camps that were up, real threat for the Dragon for NIP. That play, though, from Knight secures the Dragon for his own team.
Yeah, I mean, the skill shots from everybody have just been hitting, whether it's the seismic shoves, there's dredge lines for On, even though he goes down here. I mean, that just pure execution, I think, that is helping BLG win these fights.
I really actually like the angle that Aki took and that initial fight from NIP. I think that was decent, but of course, Aki not able to retreat with the team given the curtain call, got split up and taken down by a good Weaver's Wall from Knight. Has now been
making a play down here. However, Doinby gets hooked up by the dredge line. Tower aggro still being put in by PP God, which means that NIP will be safe for now. However, here comes Beishwan, the Grand Starfall, as well as a Comet Spear is going to take PP God down. Aki forced to go forward, forced to try to slow down the assault of Bilibili Gaming, but it will not happen. Elk with a deadly flourish will collect another kill onto Aki, and Leave tried his best to find a response. That's going to be another one on to On, but there's the seismic shove. Leave is down, and only the Soul Laners are surviving here for NIP. The second shot will find solo kill, and the fourth will find Doinby. It's an ace picked up for Bilibili Gaming.
Oh, Elk just posterized them in the shooting gallery there in the back half, as I thought the equalizer in the back half of the fight almost split the fight in favor of BLG as Elk falls to the Otacon, but I gotta say, still did enough work in this one to make sure it was BLG.
Far distances. And that means that controller on these major objectives is going to be very good. I mean, you can already see the control ward setup that BLG have around here. So NIP going to have to try to force their way in. They already land a Chain of Corruption on the Beishwan, but he doesn't take a whole chunk of damage as he dodges his way away from that piercing arrow. And now the re-engage can begin here for Bilibili at least a little bit. PP God has already popped the Unbreakable Will, but he's taken half of his HP bar. And with that expiring, it means that NIP are just going to run for the hills and allow for the Drake to go over to BLG.
Yeah, I really didn't like that equalizer onto Beishwan. Again, has the E and has the flash. So Beishwan burning flash to eat, I mean, pretty much Varus R and Rumble R at the end of the day is well worth it for BLG. And as you called out, Grapes, no chance for NIP to contest the Dragon. Maybe a chance for them to contest the Otacon. As a couple minutes later, it does a lot less damage. BLG does a lot more damage to it. And NIP, yeah, they're going to TP in, wall to cut off.
Oh, it cuts off half the members here of NIP. That means the Otacon will surely go over as Aki was unable to get into the pit. But now NIP looks like they want to fight a little bit. Doinby only lands the tippers onto On. He will go down, but what can the response look like for BLG with Elk and Bin so untouched in the backline? They completely are going to wipe out NIP. They stun up Beishwan, but the fourth shot will come through and lock PP God down. It's another double kill for Elk as Leave. Oh my God, Leave, he flashes forward and picked up a triple kill, taking down two members, and it's a 1-for-1 on the map right now. Knight chasing down Leave. Surely he's able to find it. Eventually an ace picked up here for Bilibili, but Leave just saved that fight for NIP.
Hero play from Leave, does burn the flash and gets some gold, but it's BLG walking away with both objectives, so Otacon secured. Soul point for a Hextech Soul
in the LPL when he's able to really, contribute here in these later game fights, and now 5-5-5 on the Varus. However, the rest of NIP still
Flashless.
not in a great spot as Doinby doesn't have his flash. Gonna have to try to fight his way out of this one. He pops his Zanyas to maybe buy some time as Aki and the rest of NIP are on the way, but they are very far out to try to support their mid laner, and Doinby will go down. PP God gonna try to continue the exchange, and it actually is enough to take down On. So a 1-for-1 so far. Flag and drag lands on the Bin, but the needlework is doing a lot of damage, and Bin is healing up a ton, all the way back to full HP as Aki's down to 20%, and that means that BLG can now turn maybe their sights over to the Baron Nashor.
Yeah, PP God couldn't connect with the combo onto Bin, so that kind of resets the map for BLG. And again, this game's been hectic. It's been a bit back and forth, but this is where the scaling of BLG is going to kick in. Again, ignore that solo queue graph from
yeah, well, I was going to say,
solo
what do you mean
queue
scaling? 52%
at the start.
NIP, right?
It was supposed to be a 52% NIP win, but I'm looking at these champions. We're looking at this game. We feel like it's BLG that are going to outscale. As, yep, there goes Doinby.
Yeah.
Flashless, Sanya's listed in the side lane, and he's going to fall to the double global combo of BLG.
And that's the power of this combination.
So, we have seen Elk really start to do some boom damage in the back half of these fights. Helped out by the fact that he feels like those curtain calls have been heat-seeking missiles early on, as they have only found the backs of NIP and kept BLG out ahead.
Yeah, as they say on NBA Live, he's on fire right now, finding those shots.
That's NBA Street, man.
Or NBA Street, NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Those kind of games.
Goodbye,
Either way,
Alfred. Those
shots have been hitting, and that means NIP in a bit of a dangerous situation. We keep finding these combos onto On, and that is good. But is it great? The fourth shot, it will land onto Aki. As again, I don't think Elk missed a single one of those, albeit not necessarily as impactful. But now the Dragon is up, and it's a 4v5 on the map for the next 25 seconds for NIP.
On didn't get Dredgeline off, or I guess he did get his R off there, but wasn't able to trade out for as much more. We have seen On go down early, catching some of these combos, and it has been enough for his team to actually overcome the rest of the fight, but of course BLG weren't quite in position, but they're trying to fix that now.
Oh, Weaver's Wallet cuts Aki off. The Dragon's at 4,000 HP. Beishwan can get into the pit, and he steals it away. The new pickup here for Bilibili is able to secure their team the Hextech Soul. And even in a 4v5 situation, even with Beishwan going down, that is a big win here for BLG. Elk goes down to Doinby, though. That's another chunk of gold into the Annie's pockets. But if you're BLG, you're feeling very happy that you're able to steal that one away.
I think you have to look Baron right now if you're NIP again. You just lost Hextech Soul. There's no AD, no jungler on the map. Rip the Baron, see what happens. I think this is a tough game for NIP to win later on. So yeah, I think burning anything and everything you have in your kit to try and make this one connect is the right play. Doinby though.
Oh,
okay.
Tibbers not going to find anything here. PP God, he goes over the Hex Gates. He still has his ultimate available. Going to go and flash forward for a 3-man pulverize and headbutt Bin straight to his doom. It's solo kill to pick up the kill. But now Beishwan is back up. Beishwan has that Grand Starfall, and he can come right back into the Baron pit. But NIP have no choice. They have to continue the aggression. They have to keep moving. They have to try to find something. But now the health bar's too low, and with that Grand Starfall available, it might be too little too late. Solo kill flashes away from the seismic shove, and now it's BLG who have tempo on the map.
Good defense from Knight, just kiting back and utilizing the Tulia rocks, the unraveled earth. It was enough to make sure that BLG prevented that Baron, and I really feel like this gets BLG back in control of the game. I know it's close on the scoreboard, but they have the Hextech Soul in their inventory, but does still burn the ultimate. Lower cooldown now that he does have access to 11.
Ooh, and they're fishing. On still looking for dredge lines, but this time it doesn't connect. And here comes the Tibbers. It once again lands onto the Nautilus, and Doinby's able to pick up that kill. How impactful will that be, though? The Elder's not spawning for another minute and 30 seconds, and NIP, without Tibbers, feel like it's going to be very risky for them to start the Baron up.
Not sure like how or if BLG can play the map. Bin might be caught here.
Yeah, he goes for broke, potentially on a solo kill. He might know that he's already met his doom. He goes for the snip, but Leave just snipes him down. Another ultimate utilized, though, by solo kills. Equalizer is now on cooldown, but two very Frozen Heart was just picked up by Aki to try to deny some of the auto attack damage and the things like that. So we'll see if that means anything as the fight has opened up around the Elder Dragon. PP God already popping the Unbreakable Will before the fight fully breaks out, so that means that he will be a little bit less tanky once the full fight begins in earnest. Control around this bush is very important as Leave is going to get ulted by On, and a flash away is going to find the dredge line onto Aki instead. Grand Starfall comes forward. Has Beishwan gone too far forward? No, he has not, as it means that Leave will go down. However, Elk is now vulnerable as he gets flag and dragged here. by the Jarvan. He doesn't even get a chance to pop the ulti though as he gets bursted down by the Jhin. Solo kill trying to do his best, and now it's Doinby stuck in a 1v4. Can Doinby do anything? Absolutely not. It's Elk that gets the kill. Elder not even necessary as BLG are going to push down mid with the way that they have.
Yeah, Knight got so much out of NIP before the fight actually started up. I think it really made that one tough for NIP as they were playing a front to back already on the back foot as the flicks from Knight. And he got Alistar's ult out. It got a flash out. It got a flash out later on from Aki too. And that was enough space for BLG to function, for Elk to survive and rip through the rest of NIP as BLG wraps up game one.
Bit of an anticlimactic ending to that one, but you're going to take it if you're BLG. 52.
Fine. At least scare Akali a little bit with that steadfast presence again. The crowd control, in terms of Akali, a lot of it's conditional at the moment. It's a Cole versus a D-Blade, but BLG has to be careful because Elk and On, they haven't seen Wukong hit the Raptors yet. They have information, so maybe they think Wukong started topside, but they don't know where he's at, and he's looking bot as they're going to be in trouble.
Knight popped onto PP God. He's 200 HP, but leaving. PP God flashed forward at the exact same time. And now that leaves On out to dry. No flash even used because he knows he's down. It's NIP with first blood.
So there definitely is some skill in this matchup. But yeah, Finn's been doing nice work, and we're going to try it here.
Oh, flash a little bit too early for solo kill. And Beishuan's able to dash in under the tower.
Clean.
Pick up the first kill for Bilibili Gaming. And Bin was tanking tower out of the whole.
Going to see that this dragon, not going to be there. It's going to go over into the hands of NIP.
Oh, now Ben might be caught out a bit. He's going to take a little bit of peppering.
So, I think On covering Knight and hovering him a lot during this game actually has been really good for BLG. But Doinby, he's going to look. Nice isolated.
Shuriken flips forward. Oh, yeah. On just does not run the same way as Knight. He waits for the flash beautifully, and Doinby will pick up the solo kill. Now, on the bottom side, again, it is going to be the Cyclone pop. It is a teleport coming in from Bin, but here comes Elk, and here comes BLG. It's a double kill for the Kai'Sa, the Killer Instinct, but now Leave has arrived. He pops the Lightning Craft with a 2-man searing charge from Bin. Is massive. Elk picks up a triple. He's looking for another one, but solo kill is still massive on the front line, and Leave is going to get another kill for himself. It's a battle of the bottom laners here in game number 2 as Leave and Elk both become huge.
After in the back half of that bloody fight, but of course no objective fell, and we're right back to the scene of the crime here. Graves as BLG going to take this one down. They're outnumbered though.
Oh no, he doesn't! It's Aki this time that wins out on the Smite fight. And now another fight can erupt here as Beishuan gets knocked up by the Scion Q, and Leave picks up his 4th kill of this game number 2. So this time the steals going towards Ninjas in Pyjamas, going towards Aki, as Leave picks up a kill onto Beishuan on the back end of things. And now Doinby's looking for the solo kill onto Bin. The Shuriken flip does not connect, and that means that the Ornn will survive.
Yeah, if he landed the E, I do think that Doinby actually takes the kill. So have a way to play out of that one, where BLG kind of returned to life, the game that we have now. Of course, Herald on the map, and BLG, they've burned Knight's TP and are on it as solo kill.
Yeah, oh, wow, look at Elk, or look at Knight, I should say. He gets one shot by the all-in combo, and Aki gets another one. He's stealing them left and right here in this game number 2. Doinby teleports into the fight and picks himself up a double kill. Ninjas in Pyjamas just get 4
for shotgun, that initial ult from Leave. It was big. No one was deterring or detracting him from autoing throughout the fight. Now all of a sudden, NIP complete control over this game, Grapes. They're going to get mid-outer to fall, maybe top outer as well, and that's a 5K gold lead.
I was wondering even if Doinby was going to teleport to that fight at all because he was going to take the bot lane tier 1 turret, but now you get 2 for the price of 1 plus 4 kills. Very
on, and that buys a lot of space for NIP to try and take down this dragon.
Ocean Soul Point on the line if they can collect this one. And it's Beishuan who's going to try his best to enter the pit. Oh, Keeper's Verdict takes away PP God, so it's a 4v5 at least for a little bit. And that means that NIP are going to peel away from this one at least temporarily before they go for the re-engage. There comes the Scion ulti. Beishuan goes forward, but the shockwave is flashed away from by Leave. And that's a big cooldown that BLG no longer have in their hands. A solo kill picks the kill up and on. Beishuan in a terrible position as Leave gets himself yet another kill in this team fight. And that means that NIP can pick themselves up that soul point for free.
Yeah, BLG really kind of stuck and split on that approach. I think that's a good call, Grapes, as you saw Knight and Elk on one side of the fight, and Beishuan and On being focused down on the other. Also Bin not even able to fire off that call. The Forge God can't blame him because, of course, the pressure from the Unbreakable just canceling that outright. Definitely something he has to be worried about. As Knight still has Flash, it looks like NIP might be fishing for that, and potentially Elk. As they at least kind of threaten in posture, but just forcing them off is, oh man. Another Otacon started on spawn. I gotta say, this could be a little bit dangerous. Otacon does a lot of damage early on, but BLG's still low. They've delayed Knight's base, so he can't base and TP back. That might just be enough to buy space and actually secure this one for NIP.
But Bin is here. He teleported forward. He has to call the Forge God. They're going to try to find some sort of miracle steal, but it's smited away by the side of Aki. And now NIP going to be on the reset as they want to try to get away with the objective being secured. Really nice cancel from Solo Kill, and the decimating smash prevents that steering charge from coming through, but the Call of Forge God coming out. Gonna at least take down the Scion most likely, but the Scion is still gonna live. Pimpy God saves the day and allows for NIP to get out without losing a man.
Oh, does his best Hordor impression there as he holds the door for the tank in Solo Kill. Will lead to the bot outer turret falling, but man, your NIP, you cannot complain about that. 6.5k gold lead still remains intact. You just picked up approaching these fights.
Yeah, it started with that level 1 right at this area of the map. The blue buff here for Beishwan. He's going to get targeted again, and it looks like that's going to cause him to go down once more. Beishwan dies. It's Leaf picking up kill number 7, and Knight's going to go down all the same. A double kill for the Zeri, and Ninjas and Pyjamas are running away with this game too.
Oh, that ult from Beishwan. It kind of pushed Aki into Knight and helped spell his mid laner's doom as NIP grapes. Again, this BLG with Beishwan, it really feels like the team that was almost promised at the start of the split, or a rebound, a reclaim of form for Bin and Knight, especially of late. And man, this game... Our timer's 100% synced up here on the top of your screen, Grapes. Baron and Dragon spawning here at the 25-minute mark. Of course, Ocean Soul on the table. Gotta imagine for... Oh boy, Solo Kill.
Yeah, there goes the Roar of the Slayer into that ultimate for Solo Kill. It doesn't find the knockup on the knife, and the decimating smash will. And in comes Doinby. He Zanya's the shockwave and make sure he does not go down, as Knight is the first casualty in this fight. And Doinby will kick another one on to Beishwan. Down the mid lane, NIP go. They will at least be able to secure themselves.
Score-wise, since Beishwan joined, and I know that NIP, it was a frisky series they had against top esports. Game 1 against BLG didn't look too promising. This game 2
again, the predictive Zanyas, knowing that the shockwave would be immediately issued by Knight as soon as he came out of crowd control of that knockup, making sure there is no possibility of a turnaround here for Bilibili Gaming. However, this Baron could be a little bit risky. Even though NIP are 8,000 gold up, they're going to look for the fight instead of the flip, and that is exactly what they should do. Bin goes down as Leaf picks up yet another kill, and Doinby flashes forward, force the killer instinct out of Elk. Solo Kill flashing over the wall. NIP looking for the throat, but a shockwave is going to buy some time for Knight. The Cyclone second proc will be issued onto the Ariana, and as you say, no opportunity for any sort of kills for BLG.
PB got with a flash zoning Q. They're trying to keep Beishwan out of there.
They're feeling themselves.
Yeah, but again, just not enough damage for BLG to get through this Ocean Soul. Doinby going to be hunting down the Poppy here as this Baron take is slow, but NIP making sure it's secure as they try and zone out the enemy smite.
On lane's stun, but it's only on to leave. Beishwan dashing forward, trying to find a knockup onto Doinby. He gets canceled up here by the W of Poppy. It is forced to go golden. Elk could be able to find himself a kill, but the Baron is picked up right now by NIP. And Elk is down. A double kill for Leave. And now it has just been an on alive as NIP can push down the mid lane with Baron in their hands.
I mean, good luck getting through this Ocean Soul Scion. And again, NIP doing a nice job of controlling the lines, realizing they have Ocean Soul that could be on the map forever. Just kind of play that one slow. Guarantee that the Smite cannot get in the pit as they get the Baron. Only lose El Capitano and their mid laner, Doinby. And they're going to be happy with that. Pushing down mid. And again, NIP, like, just how much better they look with Solo Kill in the lineup. It's wild. As you highlighted, it almost feels like some of the issues that Aki's had have started to go to the wayside. I still think that it's been a weaker split for Aki, but we have seen a couple of better games in split 2. And it just feels like overall, I don't know if this roster's in a honeymoon phase or if their top laner is just that much better. It feels like a combination of both. The Solo Kill for sure has been an individual upgrade. But man, NIP looking like a much more competitive team, a little bit closer to the form they had in Split 1, where again, they were our best team before we hit playoffs.
I mean, so far, you know, that battle of the super subs that we highlighted at the start of this series really coming to fruition. Game number 1, Beishwan combining with Knight on that Pantheon Talia combo, doing a ton. Now, it is going to be Solo Kill on the Scion that's setting things up, but Doinby's going to be able to do some work as well. Oh, maybe a little bit too far forward. We are feeling ourselves too much as Doinby dies and dashes straight into a 1v4.
At least I saw Leafs no heal cut on BLG to get through this Ocean Soul. And again, I just don't think enough upfront damage in a game where it's tank v tank. Ocean Soul gets a lot stronger You can play around it if you're able to burst, but I don't think anyone's going to be able to
There's
burst.
solo kill. Coming in through the flank. A 3-man searing charge come out of the shockwave is big, though, from Knight. But that's a lot of the damage that is already in the kits of BLG. And Leave it now has the opportunity to pop off.
Penta.
It could be. It could be. No, it's not a Penta, as Doinby will steal him in the last two, but a full house, as we like to call it here on the LPL, as NIP pick up a full ace for themselves. They're going to even up this series at 1-1.
Yeah, that was one big Zeri, no Enchantress needed. Just a level 3 gank from Aki to set up bot lane for success. Leave and PP God ran with it, as you gotta imagine that's gonna be a pog for Leave, rewarding some of the boom boom of this game. And now we're just gonna have to see what Doinby can do on the Kled into the Silas. Of course, you called it out to lose that 1v1. So maybe digging deep and playing a signature Kled again. I see Doinby Kled, I think of Rogue Warriors, and if you can remember that, that's a real throwback. As Aki,
Like Rift Rivals is where he really made his name, right? So
yeah,
gonna turn back that clock, as you say. However, Bin could be in some trouble on the top side, as Aki's made his first move after completing just his 3 first camps. On to Bin they go. The slice and dice comes out. Oh, what happened down mid lane? Oh my gosh, we're gonna need to get a replay on that. As
dive
NIP
bot potentially here for NIP as Beishwan's looking.
This is a must-need dive here on this
TP.
bottom side. On lands to knock up onto 2, but a teleport comes in from solo kill. This dive must be completed quickly, but it will not happen. Leave gets the kill, and now solo kill has arrived and maybe try to finish off. He was not going to win that laning phase otherwise. He'd take this tower shots from Knight. Oh my goodness. This is just a Doinby magic that we were saying. As now BLG going to try to finally get back on the board. They find that kill onto Leave after the lane swap was initiated by Ninjas in Pyjamas. So they get something back.
Around this dragon. That's stolen nature's grass. That should be enough. Aki, be careful here, buddy. Yeah, this is a dangerous one.
Throws that out there and forces NIP to back away. So
all right,
early
on up a full level, Bin up a half level, and a good chunk of CS in their favor too.
I think
this is a dangerous one.
Right? They ended up going their way. As here comes another engage. PP God landing that knockup onto On, and Leave does a ton of damage with those love taps. Able to chunk On out to less than 200 HP, but the re-engage is big from BLG. They get the kill on a PP God, but here comes the bullet time. He's going to try to knock down the Zaya, but the Zaya will go down to Aki on the backside of things instead, as the Bramble Smash will pick him up too. And now Leave is able to survive, as Aki will rejoin the fight. Solo kill with the dominance, flashing in, going to take Beishwan down. Ninjas in Pyjamas finding another kill in the mid lane skirmish. And they go 6 for 2 overall in this game to start things off.
Yeah, flash for flash trade bot. Doinby almost found another.
All 3 of those grubs, the first time we've seen all 3 of them go over to one team. And it does go to the team with the Yorick, so that's always a little bit frightening if you are Ninjas in Pyjamas. And gonna be even more frightening here, as Elk, On, and Beishwan contribute to that kill on a solo kill and could allow for Bin and the rest of
traded out by NIP, but it is a trade up in favor of BLG as they secure that first tower for themselves.
So we're very close to that feat of strength picked up for BLG.
Again, afterwards, I think that's why we have the TP out from Bin. You can see BLG just sprinting towards this objective. Might look for the contest. They get the bad news. It's taken. Can they get out now as the ult comes down?
Here comes that charge, and Doinby's going to lock in on a Beishwan. He flashes away underneath his tower. Make sure that Doinby takes a lot of damage in response. Permafrost comes out. This could be the turnaround that BLG do need. What a great crash down comes through from PP God. Stolen away back in the storm, though. Is able to help PP God go down. And now Knight finds the Abscondum Duck, and Doinby will fall. It's a double kill for Bin, but solo kill is eviscerating the backline. Another kill goes the way of Leave, and it's again Ninjas in Pyjamas to come out on top.
Solo kill ends up being huge in the back half on this Renekton. As it's going to continue.
They're going for more. They find the stun. It's in onto Bin, but Leave will guy on the backside, and it's going to be another double kill picked up for the Yorick. So Ninjas in Pyjamas going a little bit too far forward, and that forces NIP and Aki specifically to run away.
Aki's dead too. He's out of ward, so BLG knows Aki can't even get the trade kill as Bin hits him with the shovel. Ends up being 10,000 total kills for BLG as a team. That's a random one, not even.
And even then, Bin was able to heal up very nicely with the shovel smashes and the like. Now he's 6-1-1 on this Yorick, which has become a bit of a signature champion for him, at least so far in the second round robin. And speaking of, with Beishwan back here, this is certainly solo kill going down, and BLG have found their footing here in this game 3.
Didn't even pop the ultimate, can't blame him. Now Aki caught.
So the kill, it should certainly be the charge coming forward though. Aki buys a lot of time, and now it's up to Doinby to try to take down Knight and On in a
Can't do it.
support mid 2v2. He's waiting for Leaf to arrive. The bullet time has come out. On it has to flash away. Doinby does not remount as Skarl is just too late to the play. Beishwan comes in with that Glacial Prison, and now it is Bilibili Gaming who are back with multiple kills of their own. They're going to try to set this one up on the Elk, donate it over to the Xayah, but he's not able to get there quick enough, and it will mean that Beishwan collects the gold.
I think that just might be the doom of NIP too, because again, they really get outscaled in BLG's favor.
Yeah, and it looked really good for NIP at multiple points in that first.
The Maokai ult too, he caught it even though he was going unstoppable, so didn't get over the wall. That was a little bit unfortunate. And then Knight just plays this one out beautifully as that Q forces
top side of the map right now, as it is Aki to start this one up.
Beishwan gonna see if he can get in there. Looks like he dashed up. Okay, it's gonna be a give. They're gonna give this one away. They're gonna play for the turret. A TP coming out from Doinby to go top. As Herald's drop will be the mid outer secured. We'll see if BLG actually wants to rotate the, try and support this push on the top side, or if they just want to keep on pushing here in mid.
I mean, why not? Just keep going for this when you have the Herald. Get another charge off. It was 12 HP as it crashed. Very lucky situation there for Bilibili Gaming. That's going to be a little bit easier now to allow for that tier 2 mid lane to fall.
Look at the top line difference here. Solo Kill is going to go for a play, but the item difference between him and Bin is so big. Stridebreaker can't find the slow onto Elk, so that attempted play doesn't connect, and the push just continues for BLG as Bin going to start making work of this bot side. And keep in mind, it's 3 grubs on the BLG too. So, yeah, Bin's going to make quick work of this turret.
Yeah, NIP are being ran around the map.
He is so big.
Yeah, look at that. 3.2
soul lane. You got to be able to hit your spike early. And NIP, I mean, once you kind of get behind, it just doesn't get better with this draft or with this comp. So, we'll see if they can really break the trend. But I feel like this game was kind of really grim after that second dragon fight or a couple of the plays we had early on, Grapes. And you can really see that it feels like the momentum, the playmaking from NIP, they really can't get things going in their favor. Just kind of have to catch and try and survive and hold on against BLG in a game where they get outscaled by what BLG is doing too. So it's looking pretty grim here for NIP.
I know, I mean, we saw them play the map really well in that game too, but not the same here this time around as Leaf pops the cleanse early and still gets knocked up, and Beishwan to pick up the kill underneath the tier 2, which has already gone down. PP God going in for the engage, but there's just no more juice left on this NIP composition. It is a 2-0 as the tier 2 falls, and Bilibili Gaming looking poised to close this series out.
You know, I gotta say, when I saw the JD Gaming sponsored bot that appeared before this game started that said that NIP have a 52% chance to win that game, all my hopes were riding on that, Grapes. I can't believe that it's not the case.
Hey, we're going to find a pick here. Knight thought there was a wolf camp. There was not. And so a shutdown goes the way of Solo Kill. First of many steps for a comeback, as the trade will be the Otacon up in the top side.
There's not going to be a comeback in this one. This one's all over. As, again, BLG going to wrap up the Otacon. I think they've outscaled what their comp has, and frankly, drafting a lot safer team compositions than what NIP has.
And now they're going to go for the throat. Here goes Knight, teleporting in, looking for another re-engage. Gets away from the Nature's Grasp, but no ultimate popped here for On, or I should say he used the quickness, but it did not find a charm. So just some zoning to force some cooldowns off of Ninja's Pyjamas before this next dragon comes available. Remember, NIP have gotten 2 out of the first 3, which means that they have no position for a soul to be selected here for Bilibili. So if you are NIP, you should be comfortable just giving this one up. PP God, though, was looking for the engage. He gets ulted here by Beishwan. He flashes on out and will survive, but here comes a teleport from Doinby, and it is not a good location. He's going to flash in on a Knight, try to find some sort of play. This could be the game here, as the bullet time stolen away from Knight, not going to find too much. The health bars are very low on Ninja's Pyjamas side, so they have to back on out. And if you're BLG, you're happy about that, because that means you can head right back and pick up this dragon.
Again, just no chance for NIP, who, if they're missing their ultimates, it's already hard to play out fights at this point in the first place. No ults, no chance here as BLG just trade around some health, take away the big tools from NIP, and are able to secure this dragon on their own for free. So denying soul point, evening up the score.
Season 8, I had some good memories of playing back then, and so does Doinby on this Kled mid. However, doesn't look like history is going to repeat itself too well, as NIP in a very dire spot. PP God getting ulted here and getting taken down by Knight. Here goes a big engage here from on as well, and it's a double kill picked up for the Silas, and now Ninja Pyjamas are maybe trying to bounce back a little bit. Knight does go down, solo kill, able to finally pick up something, but he falls on the back end of things, but Doinby has remounted, and the health bars are very low here for BLG. They could try to maybe find something on a someone, but there will be no blood shed, as BLG will get out with most of their lives.
I mean, that was a full casted bullet time in the NIP. Like, again, that fight is as close as it got, but look at how many things had to go NIP's way to even make it look close.
Yeah, it would have been a great fight if they weren't 7,000 gold behind. I'll say that much here. As solo kill getting chunked out, but the bullet time from Leave is doing a lot of damage on the bin. Re-engage comes through from PP and with BLG separated, it's Leave picking up a massive shutdown onto the Yorick. It's a 1-for-1 as Aki falls, but Doinby coming through the Hex Gates was looking maybe for another re-engage.
I feel like he does have ult, but he's sunless at the moment, so that might have been one of the better opportunities to find him. And it will just be BLG regrouping around this Baron. Bin has TP, but this Baron's getting ripped down. Doinby trying to get his team in there.
No shot, this gets stolen away. It's secured by Beishwan, but can Ninja Pyjamas do anything in this fight? Knight going forward. He is massive right now on that Silas, and it's Lee picking up one, but that's all he shall receive. The Skandum Duck lands on a solo kill, and there's no more hope for NIP. On Baron, and the delayed ace picked up here. Only solo kill is alive as he finally drops Aki, their lone survivor here in the base of Ninja Pyjamas, as they send a TP up in the top side.
I mean, that play bot, yes, Bin fell, but Aki was low enough where by the time the Baron was down, I mean, Aki was in base. The tracking there from BLG, good enough to get themselves that free Baron, and that just might spell the game.
There's 8 seconds on PP God. Doinby spawns in 15, but the Baron up wave and a dead. Aki's not going to help. Bilibili Gaming drop game 2, but they're looking to finish the job here in game number 3 off of Knight Silas. A brilliant performance from Bin as Billy Gaming, if they can finish off this Nexus, they will jump up to 6-0 in the second round robin. Lee finds another kill, but it's not going to matter at all. The Nexus falls, and it's a 2-1